and welcome to a comparison video on the Cars.co.za YouTube channel. Normally, when we do a comparison video, we compare two different cars from two different brands that are competing in the same segment for your money. And then I ask a bunch of questions, answer them myself, and help you decide which one to buy. For this video, my colleagues asked me to compare the new Mercedes CLA to the new Mercedes A-Class Sedan. And at first glance, I'm not exactly sure how these cars are different. So let me tell you about this, the A-Class Sedan. Wait, no, that's wrong. No, I'm in the black car. This is the CLA. You're gonna have to forgive me for being a bit confused because from where I'm sitting, the dashboard is identical. So yeah, that's same, that's same. Steering wheel's the same, screens are pretty much the same. So yeah, it's easy to make that mistake. So what is it that separates these two cars? Well, it's not the engine, the gearbox, or the chassis, because those are identical in both cars. 1.3 litre four-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine in these cars. So even though it says 200 on the back, you only get a 1.3. That is just how the world works these days. Sorry about that. You're just gonna have to, move past it. The CLA is the slightly more expensive one of the two. It's about 37,000 Rand more expensive, comes in at 570. But if I'm honest, this is a pretty good little engine. Don't buy this engine if you're looking for a nice engine sound, because you're not gonna get that here at all. But with 120 kilowatts, 250 newtons, this is a pretty potent little power plant. See what I did there? Alliteration. In summary, I think when it comes to the refinement of this vehicle on the road, Mercedes-Benz have done just enough to justify the Mercedes-Benz badge on the nose, I think. It rides pretty well on the highway, rough surfaces, starts to feel a little bit wooden, but overall, I'm pretty happy with the ride quality in both cars. Where it starts to get a little bit more interesting is how these cars differ in terms of style and exterior design. And into the A-Class Sedan we go. And it's the white one, in case you're, trying to tell the difference between the two cars in this video. For 533,000 Rand, it is the cheaper of the two. It's pretty well spec'd for that price, although in our particular test unit, this one doesn't have seat coolers, so I immediately like it less. Oh my God. Oh my God, seat cooler. Yeah. Oh, that's good. As I mentioned in the black car, same engine, same gearbox, not much to talk about there. But one of the key differences between these two cars is that the CLA has a wider track front and rear. So basically the distance between the two tires is wider front and rear on the CLA. And that should improve high-speed stability and handling during cornering. But are you really going to notice? Are you really going to push your CLA 200 or your A200 that hard that you start to notice a difference in handling in the corners? I don't really think so. So let's just discount that. Let me take you through the exterior differences between the two cars. This should take about 8 seconds. No, I'm joking, a bit more than that. Have a look at the headlights of the A-Class, and now have a look at the headlights of the CLA. There is actually quite a distinct difference. This one sort of drops down at the bottom and you get an extra LED. On the bonnet of the CLA, you get these little bonnet raisers, which make the car look a bit more purposeful. And then if you stand here, the grille of the A-Class leans backwards and the grille of the CLA leans forward. And it all sort of combines to make the CLA look a little bit more aggressive. And then we come to the back of the car, and if you look at them for about 6 minutes, you will be able to tell that the tail lights are different, and there is a slight difference in the shape of the boot lid. And we're done. That's it. Those are the differences. This is the interior of the A-Class Sedan. I did check when I got in. It's definitely the A-Class, and it is confusing because the dashboards are the same. But before I tell you about them, I'd like to interrupt myself and tell you about the shirt I'm wearing, which you can buy right now on sentimental.shop. That's our online merchandise store. We've got many like it and lots of prints and canvases. Man, that was a slick merchandise promotion right there. Back to the interior, and I would describe it as banging. That's a word I learned from the youth recently. This is the best interior in the segment. It really is. It makes the BMW's interior look very boring, and I think Merc have done a great job at it. But let me show you something. Just need to turn the car on. This car is the car I wanted to show you because it's broken. It says over there, restraint system malfunction, consult workshop. Sounds a bit serious. I think they might want to look into that. And talking about these screens, if you don't pay a bit of extra money, you don't get this nice big widescreen in front of you. You get a little one, which looks a little bit cheaper. I thought I should point that out. But overall, though, I am pretty impressed. I think at this price point, this is the best interior you can get. Another aspect I should point out is the difference between the rear seats of these two cars. So in the back of the A-Class Sedan, if you've made Ashley Oldfield get up at 4 in the morning to come help you drive cars around and he needs a nap, he'll actually have a bit more space in the back of this car. That's because of the taller roofline, it's a bit more headroom, and as it turns out, there's a little bit more knee room as well. Says Ash. So now comes the difficult part of my job. Which one of these cars should you buy? And I gotta be honest, I really can't see the point of this A-Class Sedan. Yes, it has a little bit more rear legroom, a little bit more rear headroom, but is that enough to sway your decision? I think the CLA is the much more appealing car. I mean, I had my uncle on set this morning, and he was standing next to the two cars. He didn't even notice this A-Class Sedan. And maybe it's the paintwork of the CLA, but it is lower, it is wider, it just looks a little bit better, a little bit more expensive. And there's just less than 40,000 Rand between these cars. And I think if you're spending over 500K on a car, financing 40 grand is not gonna make a huge difference in your monthly installment. So, which one should you buy? I'd have the CLA, and I think you should too. Because as someone said to me, this A-Class Sedan is basically Merc's version of a Toyota Corolla. And that's not very appealing. Did you know that we also sell really awesome car-themed merchandise? Check out our range of custom t-shirts and prints at our online store now. Simply click on the square box on your screen and we'll take you there, or the link is in the description below. Thanks for watching.